Have you ever wondered how geography affects politics and international relations? This question forms the very core of a fascinating field of study known as geopolitics. In essence, geopolitics is the study of how a nation's geography, its physical location, natural resources, and climate influences its political decisions and international relations. But it's more than just a study of maps and borders. It's a multidimensional concept that explores the complex intersection of geography, power, strategy, and ideology. Let's delve a little deeper. On one hand, geopolitics is a scientific methodology, providing us with the tools to analyze and explain a nation's behavior and its relationships with other countries. It's about understanding the geopolitical chessboard, where nations maneuver and strategize, exploiting geographic advantages and countering geographic challenges to achieve their political, economic, and security objectives. On the other hand, geopolitics also takes into account the impact of geographic factors on the state and legal organization of countries and peoples. For instance, how does the presence of a shared river or mountain range affect the relationship between two neighboring countries? How does access to a strategic waterway or the presence of valuable natural resources influence a nation's foreign policy? However, while geography plays a significant role in shaping a nation's foreign policy, it's not the only factor in play. National identity, culture, historical experiences, economic strength, technological prowess, military capabilities, and a host of other factors also come into play. But why does all this matter? Well, in our increasingly interconnected and interdependent world, understanding the underlying geopolitical dynamics can provide valuable insights into why nations act the way they do, why conflicts arise, and how they can be resolved. It can help us anticipate and respond to global trends, challenges, and opportunities. So whether you're a policymaker, a business leader, a scholar, or just a curious mind, understanding geopolitics can equip you with a critical tool to make sense of our complex world. Geopolitics is a critical tool in understanding the complex interactions between nations and the world stage. And as we navigate through this intriguing field, we'll discover that geopolitics, like the world it seeks to understand, is ever-evolving and full of surprises. The term geopolitics was first coined in 1899 by Rudolf Kellen. This Swedish political scientist viewed the world through the lens of the state, which he saw as a living organism. A state, in Kellen's view, needed space to grow and power to thrive. His definition of geopolitics was the theory of the state as a geographical organism or phenomenon in space. Here, two elements take precedence: power, which is reflected in influence and politics, and space, denoting territory and soil. The state holds the central role as the only powerful entity in this definition. As we move into the early 20th century, we encounter Karl Haushofer, a German geographer whose ideas inspired the Nazi regime. Haushofer added political processes to the definition of geopolitics, stating, "Geopolitics is the new national science of the state, a doctrine on the spatial determinism of all political processes, based on the broad foundations of geography, especially of political geography." Here, Haushofer underscored the importance of political geography in geopolitics. He saw the state's geographical position as determining its political actions, a concept that would later be used to justify expansionist policies during World War II. These early definitions by Kellen and Haushofer highlight the importance of power and space in geopolitics. Power can be seen as the ability to influence others and achieve desired outcomes, while space refers to the physical environment in which political activity occurs. Both power and space are dynamic, constantly changing in response to various factors. These factors can be internal, such as political leadership and economic strength, or external, like international relations and global trends. While Kellen and Haushofer's perspectives were shaped by their time and context, their fundamental insights continue to resonate. Their focus on the interplay between power and space, the state, and its environment remains central to our understanding of geopolitics today. And so, these early definitions set the groundwork for future interpretations of geopolitics. Opening. As the world evolved, so did our understanding of geopolitics. We've journeyed from the birth of geopolitics, where the focus was primarily on power and territory, to a more complex, nuanced understanding of this field. One of the leading voices in this evolution is Saul Bernard Cohen, whose modern interpretation of geopolitics offers a fresh perspective. Cohen, in his 2003 book, Geopolitics of the World System, offers a dynamic approach. According to him, geopolitics is the analysis of the interaction between geographical settings and perspectives and political processes. The key word here is interaction. It's not merely about the influence of geography on politics or vice versa. It's about how these two elements engage with each other, shaping and being shaped in return. In Cohen's view, both geographical settings and political processes are dynamic. They are not static, unchanging entities, but are constantly evolving, influenced by various factors. They dance to the rhythm of change, sometimes leading, sometimes following, but always in motion. Imagine a river flowing through a landscape. The river shapes the land around it, carving valleys and depositing silt. But the landscape also shapes the river, determining its course and speed. Similarly, geographical settings and political processes shape each other in a constant dynamic interaction. This understanding of geopolitics also highlights the importance of perspective. Our geographical perspective, how we view and understand our physical environment, plays a significant role in shaping our political processes. But these processes, in turn, can change our perspective, influencing how we see and interact with our environment. Cohen's definition paints a vibrant, fluid picture of geopolitics, one that recognizes the mutual influence and interplay between geography and politics. It's a dance of change and adaptation, where geography and politics are partners, each influencing and being influenced by the other. Ending, modern geopolitics recognizes the mutual influence between geography and politics. Geopolitics is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's as multifaceted as the world it seeks to explain. Within the realm of international relations, scholars have identified 9 distinct types of geopolitics, each offering a unique perspective on how geography interacts with politics. First, we have classical geopolitics. This school of thought, born in the late 19th century, views the state as a living organism that seeks to grow and flourish in a competitive environment. It places a strong emphasis on territorial expansion and the strategic importance of certain geographic features. Next, we have geopolitics as strategic geography. This approach focuses on the strategic value of specific locations or resources. It's all about who controls the choke points, the high grounds, and the resource-rich areas. Then there's cognitive geopolitics. This is all about perceptions and mental maps. How do world leaders see the world? What geographical assumptions do they make? And how do those assumptions shape their decisions? Global geopolitics takes a bird's-eye view, focusing on the global power structure and how it's affected by geography. This type of geopolitics is particularly concerned with issues like global warming and global inequality. Critical geopolitics is less about the geography itself and more about how geographical knowledge is used and abused. It questions who gets to define what's natural or inevitable in world politics. Geopolitics as philosophy of statesmen puts the emphasis on individual leaders and their geographical visions. It's all about how leaders' personal understandings of geography shape their policies. Anti-geopolitics is a critique of traditional geopolitics, arguing that it's too state-centric and ignores the experiences of ordinary people and non-state actors. Geopolitics as logos, pathos, and ethos is all about persuasion. It examines how geographical arguments are used to convince others and achieve political goals. Lastly, we have geopolitics as nexus. This approach sees geopolitics as the intersection of various factors: political, economic, social, and environmental. Each type of geopolitics provides a different lens through which we can view the world. Understanding these different perspectives can help us make sense of complex international issues and navigate the intricate web of global politics. Why does understanding geopolitics matter? In an increasingly interconnected world, the importance of geopolitics cannot be overstated. As the adage goes, knowledge is power, and when it comes to geopolitics, this couldn't be more accurate. Understanding geopolitics allows us to comprehend the world around us better, to predict future trends, and to make sense of the complex web of international relations. For policymakers, a grasp of geopolitics is essential. It helps in crafting foreign policies, making strategic decisions, and forming alliances. It provides a framework to anticipate potential conflicts and opportunities and to navigate the often tumultuous waters of global politics. For instance, understanding the geopolitics of energy can offer insights into the motivations behind a country's stance on climate change policy. But it's not just policymakers who can benefit from understanding geopolitics. For the general public, it provides a lens through which to view the world, helping make sense of the news and current events. It offers context and understanding to the decisions and actions of nations, allowing us to see beyond the surface level of events and delve into the underlying motivations and implications. Consider, for example, the ongoing geopolitical tensions in the South China Sea. To a casual observer, this might seem like a simple territorial dispute. But with a grounding in geopolitics, one can appreciate the complex interplay of historical grievances, strategic interests, and the quest for resources that fuel this conflict. Moreover, understanding geopolitics can help businesses make informed decisions. For companies with global operations, geopolitical insights can guide strategic planning, risk management, and market expansion. It can shed light on potential risks and opportunities in different regions and help businesses navigate the uncertainties of the global marketplace. In essence, geopolitics is like a compass in the intricate labyrinth of international relations. It doesn't provide all the answers, but it does offer valuable clues and signposts, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of the world and our place in it. A thorough understanding of geopolitics is key to navigating the ever-changing landscape of international relations.